Ready? 5, 3. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullah. Good afternoon. Live from Penang. This is POL 500 Research Methodology course. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Well, this is the first week, second week of your course right now. Huh? First, second week, right? Okay. Yes, the class has started now. Good afternoon, everyone. Today is a special day, but let me. Okay, everyone, please turn off your mic. How do you say mic in Chinese?
Mic.
Okay.
Yeah.
关你的麦克 Okay.
You can speak Mandarin.
Okay, 关你的麦克 Right. Mutadi, how do you say mic in Arabic?
Also mic.
Also mic. But in Arabic, I want to listen in Arabic.
Samit.
Samit.
Yeah.
But the whole sentence, of course. So that we have Arab students. This is a multicultural thing.
حول المايك صامت.
حول
المايك صامت.
Summit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. حول
المايك صامت.
Alright, okay.
Is there Arabic here?
I think they are. They should use Arabic. Tutup mic, matikan mic ya, tutup dulu mic. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So welcome to our research methodology course, POL 500. Today is special. But before we start, I just want to see those who are present today, right? I just want to know from which country you're from. Let me see. Shibin, where are you from? Shibin, where are you from?
Okay.
Is that 拼音对吗？
来什么？
续平，第几音呢？
Yeah.
第二音。
Maybe
第三音。
2, 3, all of them.
续平 ，Where are you from?
I'm from China.
I know you're from China. Which part of China are you from?
江苏
Jiangsu.
province.
Oh, Jiangsu province. Is it snowing there? Do you have snow there? 下雪吗？
So this is Iraq.
From
Kurdistan.
Kurdistan.
Huh?
Kurdistan, Iraq.
Kyrgyzstan, Iraq. Okay. She. I haven't finished talking to him yet. Shibin. 那边有下雪吗？ Over there, do you have snow?
Slow. 下雪了吗？
No, it's autumn.
Autumn. Okay. All right. It's autumn. So, all right. Okay. So, are you in Malaysia now? Are you in China?
I'm in Malaysia.
You're in Malaysia. Okay. Welcome to Malaysia. And welcome to United States of Malaysia, USM. Yeah. Okay. Mutadi, somebody from Arab.
Yeah. Where?
Well, just now you were saying,
Kurdistan, Iraq?
Kyrgyzstan is not Arab, right?
Yeah. But maybe you speak Arabic.
You can speak Arabic.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone from West Asia? Anyone from West Asia, although also known as Middle East? Anyone from West Asia or Middle East?
Egypt.
Egypt,
Yeah.
Mesir.
Yeah.
Okay, LCC. Okay, is anyone from Egypt there?
Yeah.
What's the sister or brother's name? Where's Egypt?
So just I here.
Amir Mustafa, Kamal Harun.
Yeah.
That sounds like-
Kurdistan, not Arab. Kurdistan.
Kurdistan.
In Iraq.
Mustafa Kamal sounds like Turkish name there.
Mustafa Qamar. No, it's
No?
Arabic.
Arabic name, okay. Alright. Sister, where you from? The one that you have get bonus points from me. Jodita. Where you from?
Yes, doctor. I'm from Indonesia.
From Indonesia.
Jawa, Surabaya.
Surabaya.
Selamat tinggal hari.
Yeah.
Bonek ya.
Yeah.
Oh, Bonek, have you tried sup buntut Gelora Pancasila?
Yeah.
You will try.
Nice.
It's very nice, but the quality has dropped, I tell you, since the ibu sudah meninggal kan, jadi kualitasnya sudah menurun itu, Surabaya. But anyone, so Surabaya is the culinary center of Indonesia for me, right? So,
It's
yeah,
almost
right.
the same with me.
Okay. Are you in Indonesia now? Or are you in Malaysia?
Now I'm at Indonesia.
Indonesia, okay. So make sure that you register with PPI USM.
School of Distant Education.
Distant-
But with Dr. Zulenggi.
Okay, good. But I want to ask you to register with PPI USM, okay?
I'm ready. Register with the PPI also.
We register dah mana?
Yeah.
We have the wakil ketua umum over here. Mas Gibran is here. Kamu kena Mas Gibran. No. This is Mas Hanif over here. Oh, so welcome everyone. Yeah. Just make sure your Indonesian students register with PPI USM. I happen to be the pembina, penasihat itu juga. Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just having some conversation with you all because in this journey of masters and PhD research journey is more often than not it is a lonely journey because you kind of pursue the research on your own. You are doing your own topic, your own title. There's not enough connection sometimes. So it's good to have conversation with you all from time to time. Gentlemen, ladies, please turn off your mics. Yeah, you have mute. You have the power to mute. Okay. The ultimate power, online power, is the power to mute. Yeah, it's the power to mute. Kalau ini kita hapuskan.
I'm saying munition is many power.
What?
This is all power. He has all power.
Omni power.
Omnipower. Yeah, omnipower.
Omnipower. Okay. You're always going to join us. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Now, let me get to the other points that I want to raise to you all. So, you have come to University of Science Malaysia. So we are a university that is serious on research, but we are also known as University Suka, University Sayang Mahasiswa, University Sayang Mahasiswa. So which means university that loves students. Sayang is another word for love. So next time you meet somebody, you want to tell, I love you, you can say, saya sayang kamu. Saya sayang. That's another way to tell. When you meet people, say I love you, saya sayang kamu. Sayang is of university, sayang mahasiswa, USM. Also United States of Malaysia, USM as well. University suka mesyuarat pasal USM. University sangat mahal pasal USM also. The whole idea of organizing this research methodology course, just give you a bit of history, right? So a long time ago, far away, we did not have this course as a mandatory course for postgraduate students, postgraduate research students, right? So the powers up there forced this course upon us and have mandated Center for Policy Research, i.e. here, us, lecturers, and I was the coordinator then, forced us to teach research methodology. They have given us the mandate. To them, they consider mandate. For us, we consider burden. Right? So bagi mereka amanah, bagi kami beban. So we have to teach this course, right? But in teaching this course, in conducting this course, we understand that each of you will be supervised by different supervisors, different lecturers, right? And we have different schools coming together in this course. We have School of Social Sciences, Humanities, from Management, from Communication, from Arts, all kinds of. school of Mambo Jumbo. You have all the schools coming together, right, in one program. So what we did is we have 10 weeks that will be conducted by a Center for Policy Research. The other four weeks is where you go and meet your supervisor. You go to your school, and that's where you will meet the people from your school, right? So you're with us for about 10 weeks, and then followed by another 4 weeks with your school. So within this research methodology course, a number of things that we'll be doing together, and earlier on there was already introduction. And this course today, this lesson today, we are going to cover the 4 research strategies, 4 research philosophies and strategies, right? But today, right, is a special day because we have a guest speaker, right, who came all the way across oceans and mountains and rivers and valleys, yeah, and came over to Penang just to meet you all, right? And he'll be sharing his knowledge, he'll be sharing his research experience with you all. He's a graduate from various universities, and his PhD is from University Flinders, from Australia, South Australia. And he's one of the more prolific writers in Indonesia. Is Dr. Rizwanda from Universitas Sultan Ageng Tirtayasa from the province of Banten. It's also the province where a hero of Indonesia was born, which is Sultan Ageng Tirtayasa. And not to mention another wali, which is Sheikh Yusuf al-Makassari, who actually spread the Islam to South Africa, right? Who established the first masjid in South Africa. And, so Dr. Rizwanda is from that province, which is Banten. Banten is a special province. It has its own sultanate, and the Sultan Ageng Tirtayasa is not just a sultan, masculine but compassionate at the same time. Khomeini, long live Khomeini. But he's from Iraq, so from Iraq. So Banten as a province is a special province because it has given birth to leaders who are not just religious, spiritual leaders, but also intellectuals who also fought against colonizers, who also being recognized as a hero of Indonesia, right? Pahlawan Indonesia, as the only pahlawan negara Indonesia who is also a sultan, right? Sultan. So ladies and gentlemen, so what we will have here is this, that we're going to have the first 30 minutes of our session today, listening to the presentation of Dr. Rizwanda, and he has an exciting, fascinating, insightful research that I'd like you to listen and listen attentively, and after that we will have a discussion, follow-up discussion with that. Yeah. Any one of you who have not registered, please do so. But you haven't registered, it's okay. You can register again. And after the live session, you are also required to go to the recordings that we have uploaded in the eLearn platform, right? So in the eLearn platform, we have four recordings, right? 4 research strategies and philosophy, and that is the inductive research with its philosophy of positivism, and that's deductive research with its philosophy of critical rationalism, and the third one is the strategy of retroductive research, which is a philosophy of scientific realism, and then we have the fourth one, which is abductive research, with its philosophy of interpretivism. So you will need to understand all 4 because all these 4 are relevant to you, especially for your research, if not for you as a scholar, right? So after this presentation and the discussion, make sure you go to the recordings and play each of the recording you can access it through e-learn and also through YouTube, right? So you can go to YouTube and access it as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome our guest speaker today, all the way from Banten, Indonesia, from Universitas Sultan Ageng Tirta Dr. Rizwanda. Dipersilakan, the floor is yours. Bismillah.
Okay. Can't see anything.
Can't see anything. We will share the slide in the presentation.
Okay. All right. So, good day, everyone. Hello. Trust you are well. This one is the name as mentioned. I'm here just to help Prof. Fani, and sitting next to him, trust me, getting me nervous. So I'll just keep it short, alright? I'm not lecturing you, I'm just sharing a research journey where I did a PhD thesis. So I call it Research Methodology in NIST 5.0. Why 5.0? Because, as you know, we are now in a digital age, where AI is overrated. You can use ChatGPT even for a whole PhD thesis. So I finished it where there were no AIs available. But I don't want to be called old-fashioned here, so I just put NIST 5.0 to make it fancy. Anyway, I think Prof wants me to cut the jokes in. Next, thank you. Can't see anything. Okay, so I quote Kurt and says, "No research without action, no action without research." I quote it simply because I use participatory action research. This is a socio-anthropocene style or tradition. It's qualitative by nature, so it's more likely an action research. Next. I just a small acknowledgement, because I was worried that people. Oh, be careful! Now that's an action coffee research. I published the thesis like in 2016, and so I acknowledge it. And coffee break, everyone, and coffee break per se, because the coffee is pouring on the table. Are you alright?
Okay.
That's a
Can ask the cleaner to come. Ask the cleaner.
very hot coffee.
Ask the cleaner.
Maybe we'll talk about the philosophy of coffee later. I have one, the whole book. So
There's a movie called Philosophy, the coffee.
right, I quote that. I also underline, it is very important that you publish thesis, so you can have notes not only for your professors, but also from people who read the thesis. I finished an article for about nearly a year for Scopus. And the reviewer has taught me a lot of things in finishing the PhD. So I started in the middle of the PhD and get published in the end before graduations. So it's good. Next. What is inspiring me is hypocrisy, to be honest. Yeah, Mas Hanif. We know that sometimes people frame the issue in various ways. In theory, we call it, this is a research paradigm. I start with research paradigm. It's boundary critics, a bit old in publication, but I think Gerard Mitchell was one of the examiner at the time. So we can't see our examiner is blind examination, but I suspect it's George Mitchell. I hope it's George Mitchell because I'm a big fan. So I once remember, if you wish to influence or control the behavior of the system, you must act on the system as a whole. So, as so the prostitution issue. If you treat in a moral crusader side, it will go to other aspects like economic development. You can also talk about unemployment, extreme poverty, and also the rise of public health alarms, HIV/AIDS, sexually transmitted STDs, and such. So when I saw this as a social and political and also economic issue, I jumped myself into the boundary critic as majorly written out. Next. To put it simply, I asked myself when I did this with critical ethnographic case study questions. For those of you who are not really familiar with critical ethnography, it's well, a little old-fashioned, traditional, not old-fashioned, traditional qualitative approach, wanting to say that you put your shoes in your participants' shoes. That's to put it simply. And case study, you know, when you want to explore the issue in seeing the big picture and wanting to have something under the surface, like an iceberg phenomenon. Prostitution was an iceberg, is still an iceberg phenomenon. Things that show up on the surface may not reflect what is under the surface. So I think research questions can't be standalone. It should relate with critical ethnographic tradition. You want to say what you want to intervene. The intervention is the important aspect of it. When you question yourself, what do I want to do with this issue? Your problem statement, well, I want to change things surrounding me. So for critical ethnographer, your reflexivity with the issue is important. I bound myself that I was born in an environment where Islamic values is everywhere. But I can see that people build mosques that doesn't really need to be built, yes? But people live, people on the streets, on hunger. The mosque is a luxury. I don't say that put the blame on one aspect of things like religion. I would say that your problem statement should be built, because I did a grounded theory. Yes, Prophet. When we were there, a PhD thesis should be contributed to the intellectual discourse. It should be grounded on what you want to say about the theory that you use. Anyway, you can read my sample research. I make it short. Should be a longer version of the research questions, but one of them I was asking how, why, and to what extent are the life of prostitutes in rural and urban areas of Indonesia constructed by socio-economic issues, by the interconnectedness. Next. Okay, so in PAR traditions, participatory action research traditions, people should rely on not only how and why, but where, when, why, to what extent, in what lenses, and in whose opinion.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, so what is being asked? What do you want? The answer. Why do you want the answer? And point of view, and where do use them to look at the questions. And whilst most people put in a point, I think I spent a year in a woman's study because Janet wants me to study women's studies and sexuality, so you know, and you don't trap in feminist sphere and all that, because gender is man and woman and even third gender now. You don't want to trap in
Only 3 genders?
third man, woman, and maybe 11 now, but I'm like
Something.
10 years ago, 3.
There's more genders.
More now, I think it's 11. I think Hanif could explain it better. So what ideas were involved, and you can read that. It's just a short version of critical thinking. I think you all have the courses anyway, you pass it. Next. So, as I said before, the research methodology should bring in uniqueness of different cases, of different lenses. I think that's important according to whose lenses. Like if you want to say positivism, and what kind of positivism? Post-positivism, and I think mine is more like post-positivist. It's a bit free. So because it's champions multi lenses of methods, pluralism of methods. So in whose voice counts, and how you draw the lines, and also how you widen your point of view about facts and values in that topic is my ground of methodology. Next, and to say it precisely, the novelty of this.
Come, I'll reserve a seat for you, Jerome. Come.
The novelty of this PhD thesis is how you make a case that prostitution issue should be based and developed on critical discourse, policy analysis, and drawing on autoethnography, which is PAR per se, participatory action research. Because, say, Hanif, if you want to assess research subject, but you don't ever experience and never put your shoes in the subject, how can you say it? See that it's more like it's coming from realist perspective, but it's not really that you jump in and people. Some friends in Indonesia, so also you use the service that now that's the naughty question. You know,
There was something I was discussing with participatory. Really prostitution. No. Let me understand further.
That's right. But it is more likely that you draw on the storytelling and narrative for those living closely with the prostitutes. And one of them, and again, this is not really about the sex workers per se. It also talks about the policy discourse and how religious and community leaders frame the issue, how politicians make it a political marketing, and how socio-religious groups bang a point. And so, this PhD thesis use key informant from diverse representation of backgrounds, and sex workers is only one of them. And who's doing social work here? Yeah, so I also interview and make a FGD with social workers there. It's interesting how they use their hats, you see. When people sit in an FGD, people tend to use their hats. Yeah, you see? That's why sometimes I don't like FGD, because why? Because people sit there and discuss a topic, you use your social work, for example, hats, and he used whatever hats, and perhaps you use your NGO type of hats, maybe, and you see, and it sometimes it doesn't go anywhere. So I tend
Just to note, Dr. Rizwana,
Yeah.
just note in the chat, somebody graduated masters from Flinders University in social work as well.
All
The
right.
person is in here.
Hello there. Then.
So I thought you can communicate with.
Okay, nice. Okay, all right. Remember the 5 of us being in the ministry now? And that's another thing. That's a bonus. Okay, so I call it, and that's my phrase, drawing on helicopter view. You see, when you use drone, you can see the big maps instead of just stand in this corner and just see on that corner, and that's. And also remember that, so this is the small part of, I would say, when you want to have so what question, want to answer the so what questions of your research finding, I come up with 3 research finding in a broader sense: responsive, normative, and contextual. But that comes for about 3 years and 3 months. So I graduate I submit the PhD thesis in 3 years and 3 months.
So it's responsive,
Normative and contextual.
contextual.
Yeah. And I would say that's an atypical policy response because the most common way of seeing this issue is criminalization, decriminalizations, total criminalizations, legalization, like as in US, and Swedish model, ban the users instead of the workers. So I'll call it systemic thinking and practice, and how you can recognize patterns in interrelationship. You can actually access the whole thesis on Flinders' website. They still put it open access. I can't do it in 20 or 30 minutes, of course. And seeing holes next.
So this thesis is in open access. Yeah?
Open access by Flinders. It will stay there for about 11 years, I guess. So flexible, dynamic, and locally decidable, and I call it like bridging the gap between researchers and policymakers, because sometimes too practice is not really proper, and too theoretical is also a disaster. So bridging the gap in between, I call it praxis with X, and methodological pluralism and critical systems thinking. Next. And when I put it in Fox Viewer, I think it is a words PhD. It's not because I wrote it, but when I try to put the keywords into AI, for instance, when it comes to the digital age, I think all the questions that I've been questioning so far is can be related, because then when we see sex offense, physical abuse, epidemiology, even if you want to say risk factor in the legalized country, socio-economic issue, and if you want to mention the country, the age distributions, all in there. So the first view results could bring in, and sometimes AI helps if you want to just do the brainstorming. But please note that AI is emotionless robots. They can't understand emotions. They can only analyze but not synthesizing. I think that's all from me, Prof. Yes, I think the next one is citation. Yes. Okay.
All right, thank you, Dr. Rizwana. This is fascinating research. I have actually more questions than what I've heard. I think I would like to learn more from this research as well. Before we can open up the session to the rest to ask questions and comment. this research, this is a case study, right? Is it where is the site or the space of the case study?
So it's a multiple case studies in Banten, West Java, and Jakarta.
Banten and West Java,
Yeah.
Jawa Barat, Banten and Jakarta.
Jawa Barat, Banten, and Jakarta.
You did not go to Surabaya, the biggest prostitution center in Southeast Asia,
No, because we have to, like Clifford Geertz say,
which is
when you
closed
choose
down.
a venue, you need to argue why Jakarta,
Yeah.
Jakarta, I think, and Surabaya have similar demographic argument.
Yeah.
So why choose another megapolitan city?
Alright. Okay, but by the way, the one in Surabaya is being closed down, right?
Yes,
By
I know.
Bu Risma.
And she's from Surabaya.
She's from Surabaya, Jodita. She's from Surabaya.
Hello, Mbak.
Hey, Eugene, come and grab a chair and sit. Yeah.
Just respond. Thank you.
Yeah. Kita ada grab a chair, Eugene. Nggak apa-apa. It's okay. And you said
Yeah.
it's a participatory research, right?
Yeah.
So the participatory part is in which part of the research is participatory?
It's part of the research.
Yeah.
Horror is about.
No, this is not an oral examination, just a discussion.
Not sure because the whole journey is part. Like, for instance, part is your life experience too. Life of experience of the researchers. I was in the NGO before,
And then you,
and
yes.
I also live closely with people who survive through the industry. I make a cycle, like one side of the localization says we want to save the next generations.
Localization is the site of prostitution, right?
Yes, localization
It's a term in
is
Indonesia when you say localization. it-
brothel.
The area, the prostitution area, right? Yeah. Okay. So when you say participatory research, here is that you were part of a community, a larger community, right?
Community of practice.
A community of practice, right?
Yeah.
So, and this is ethnography.
Ethnography. Critical ethnography.
Critical. Why is it critical?
And to change the situations, the researcher feels like he needs to be a change agent there too. You know, when Geertz finished the book of Religion of Java, for instance, that's the famous one. You see. I'm nobody compared to Geertz. You see. He married a Japanese, lived there, follow all the rituals, and feel it. Emotions is the tools of critical ethnography. You want to see your participant expressions. You want to see the livelihood of people commodifying their bodies. You want to see even sometimes it's just talks about lifestyles. You see iPhone 16 Pro, not merely because of in hunger. It's like people surviving through the undersea because of extreme poverty. There's an old sake argument and all that, and people commodified by other people. So it relates to human trafficking as well.
All right. And then there's another part to your research. We use the word action.
Action.
So why is that also an action research? You talk about change there, but now I just like
Why?
to take your take on why is it also an action research?
Actually, I don't know. No, sure.
Okay.
Because we we make a program, like say we test out
Mhm.
how this program works in your participant. That's an action.
Yes.
We test out, we do some cycle, test 1, test 2, and then go test, and test 3 is based on test 1 and test 2. That's the analogy for action research. And you do first community of practice, and then you go along with second, third, fourth, until you reach to the stage where you actually make a difference with that research. If you know, is that making sense? So
All right, okay. So
I try to make it
so it is a research
simple.
that has programs
Yeah.
that have been implemented, kind of testing the program and see the results,
Yeah,
and then possibly improve the program further or
Yeah.
alter the program further and see further results.
yeah. See how people feel the result.
Further research, yes,
And,
yes.
yeah,
So that's why it's called action research, right?
action research.
It's also a participatory research because you are part of the community of practice, right? You are not coming from Harvard University coming.
Yeah.
This is Amr. I was just sent you today.
What's that?
I'm coming, Amr.
Amir, okay, come. Amir, come. You got to grab a chair outside.
Take a chair.
Wonderful.
Beside the room.
Besides the room, yes,
There's a chair.
Okay, good.
Grab. This is from Egypt.
From Egypt. Al-Sisi, you know? Amir,
I heard CC, right?
Al-Sisi.
How's everything?
Good. Haifa, hello.
Oh, alhamdulillah, everything's okay.
Good, alhamdulillah.
Sorry for interruption.
Okay, no problem. You see, we just joined the conversation. So it is participatory because you're part of the community of practice.
Right.
It is action research. It's also because you have introduced a program or a treatment or something you tested and you have results and possibly improve the results. It is also ethnography because you were immersed in the community.
Right.
So you see the emotions, and you interpret the emotions, the experiences, the symbols, the language, the narratives.
Blend in.
You blend in, yeah. You're part of the community. You're not non-participant observer. You're a participant observer, right?
I'm part of the community.
Yes.
I'm part of the policymakers.
Part of consumer.
I joined the meeting where they designed the policy for that, in trafficking.
Yes.
I also involved in the where they have a board meeting on how to deal with it.
Yes.
And so
Okay. And what's also interesting is that you mentioned just now about FGD, focus group discussion, and you were saying that people wear hats.
people,
Well,
tend to use their hands.
Tend to wear hats, which means people behave according to their roles.
Yeah, like
They put on a mask.
I have a police officer here. I have social workers.
Yeah.
I have an NGO. I have ministry people. And when I floor in an issue, they use their hats.
Mhm.
So we end up with
Does it affect the interview?
Does it affect-
people just try to stay with their image. That's all. Yeah, but
They will try to say that again, please.
try to maintain their roles. and
They
image.
maintain their roles. Yeah. So
They don't say what they really think.
Yeah.
They just say what their uniform thinks.
Yes.
Or what people want to hear from
Yes.
them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now that is also the strength of ethnography,
Right.
because ethnography also seeks not just narrative but also hidden narrative, right? The things that are not spoken,
Right.
as well as the things that are spoken, but also the things that are not spoken.
Right.
That is the strength of ethnography, right?
Yeah.
So we kind of discussed this before in our group supervision last time. So
It's not easy, but
It's not
that's the
easy.
strength. Yeah.
Yes. How long ethnography tends to be more extended type of research, right? So how long did you immerse yourself in the community?
Years. I did a master's MPA dissertation on the same topic. I think. I think 3 or 4 years before I was in the community. See. But please bear in mind, Harif is laughing exactly as I thought. You see, that's the challenge too. Stereotyping is also the challenge. Stereotyping, prejudice, hypercriticism.
Yes.
Sometimes some university. I spent 8 months just to get ethics approval. Because the Flinders University thinks, oh, you bring Flinders' name on it. See, you may jeopardize the name. say I get involved in drugs, or I get raped by officers when I was I can't tell that I'm a PhD student. Yeah, you can't. If you want to blend in, go there with your laptop and say, hey, I want to see how you spend the night with your client. And it won't work, sir. You have to blend in. You need to put your shoes, really. It's like a journalist, like a media journalist. You write, that's why I say a journey of the research.
So this is actually a strength of ethnography because you immerse yourself in the community, and
But I didn't marry any of them.
okay.
I mentioned girls as examples, so you may think like Hanif laughing.
No, we were having that conversation earlier on, but thanks, Vijay. The strength of ethnography is that you can go in with zero knowledge,
Right.
but you come up almost an expert of the community. So people like what's the guy's name who wrote the Weapon of the Week, Scott Greer,
Robert.
Jim Scott, Scott. Weapons of the Week is ethnographer.
Right. I had it.
No, Scott Greer, I forgot the name. God, this is one very established ethnographer.
We can't book your session.
What was that?
James Scott.
James Scott.
Audio.
Yeah, he just passed away. James Scott just passed away.
Just first was good, yeah, James Scott.
We can't hear you clearly.
Someone
Oh,
said
you cannot hear clearly.
Yeah, that's why I came here,
Oh, you cannot hear clearly.
because I cannot hear you.
Okay, thank you for letting us know.
Yeah, this is from the beginning, actually.
Okay.
Voice is not clear.
Voice is not clear.
Yeah, at all.
Okay.
From the beginning
could
to
be
now, we can't hear you clearly.
That's why we invite you to come here.
Okay, all right. Cannot hear clearly. Let's test the sound again, yeah. Oh, good Lord, I cannot hear him clearly. All right. Can you hear us clearly now? Testing 1, 2, 3. Practice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can you hear us now? Huh?
Yes,
Someone
sometimes
says
the screen is frozen, so it has been disturbed. So it's not like a very smooth and
Frozen. There was frozen just now.
now
next to our mouth.
the discussion we
What does it
heard
mean?
nothing.
Frozen meaning the CIA is accepting it. CIA. It's okay. Maybe there's something wrong with the internet. It could be USM, it could be Malaysia, it could be somewhere in the ocean, the cable line or whatever, intercept. The CIA intercepting us.
Beyond specific.
Beyond Pacific, or the Chinese spy or something like that. No, okay. Are you okay now with the sound? Is it okay?
I feel like the recording is clear.
But we will have recording of it, so you could listen to it second time. Hopefully we can have it clearly. Anyways, let me contextualize our discussion even further to our research philosophy and strategies. Right? So when you watch the videos, the 4 recording videos, inductive research, abductive research, deductive research, retroductive research. Right? Can you hear us now? Hello? Can you hear us now? Practice 1, 2, 3.
We can hear them clearly.
We can hear you, so
Not really.
not really.
Not static.
It's not static from our side.
Prof, I think we
Yeah.
open and look, this is very bad. We can barely follow.
You can barely follow. The static is really bad.
The line keeps on lagging from time to time.
The line, yeah. Who should we find and
It's not very stable. The internet connection is
internet connection? We should find the the culprit and beat him up a bit. But I'm not. I mean, this is a challenge we have with this high tech communication, system we have right now.
I call it digital drama.
Digital drama. Yeah. This is where you can give excuse. Say, I cannot get the signal.
Sorry, bro.
Sorry. Yeah.
Poor connections.
Yes. So this is where you got to come up with. This gives you good excuse to.
So my presentation will be the next 2 weeks.
So, some of you said it's okay. Some of you say it's not okay. But I'm empathetic to the problem with this internet interruption because it's real too, right? So that is a big reason we recorded and we uploaded. I can unmute soon. Okay, I'm speaking using my mic. Is that better? Practice 1, 2, 3. Is that better, Clara?
Yeah, it's clear.
Clear?
Better, it says.
Better.
It's the problem.
Better now. Alright. It's better. Okay. Nurul Izzah said better. Choi said better. Jodiata Kampu and Kumpi.
Sorry,
It's better.
I will go hotel now.
Where did you stay?
Here.
I'm saying Shangri-La Hotel.
Where did you stay?
Oh, yeah, you hotel.
Shangri-La Hotel.
How long you-
inside.
How long you stay there?
You're experiencing the spa over there.
Almost 10 days.
10 days.
10 days.
You hotel?
You student?
Yeah, still, this is the first, second day.
That's expensive.
Very expensive.
Yeah.
Shangri-La Hotel.
Yeah.
It's not expensive.
Shangri-La is not expensive.
You hotel.
Yeah.
You hotel.
Yeah, you hotel. One night there is more than 100.
No, it's almost
Maybe they have
25 or
budget
60
something
dollars.
like that. Who knows?
Affordable luxury. Okay, guys. Yeah.
$100 mean more than $100. Yeah, it's dollar.
$25.
Yeah, it's dollar, but it's converted. So for you,
It's
maybe.
expensive.
Yeah, for you it's. No, it's better for you. You rent
Because it's still affordable.
Yeah, better.
2,000 because it's still affordable.
Yeah.
But it's still far
You can
from
rent an
good.
apartment.
2,000
Cheaper.
ringgit.
Per month. Yeah.
Okay, gentlemen, we'll come back to the
We can
our
discuss it later.
An interesting discourse on something.
Keeping it real. So, the Rizwanda, so we understand what's this is really fascinating research, right? So, you have many different components put together into a research, right? The subtitle function or WebEx. Do we have a subtitle function on
Yeah,
WebEx?
nowadays everything, bro. The AI.
How do I do that?
Huh?
AI.
Yeah.
AI, put on the subtitle. The AI did not respond to me. AI, can you understand me? Put on the subtitle. They cannot. Yes, it's a stupid AI, not that smart AI. Artificial stupidity. Artificial intelligence. Artificial idiocy.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Artificial idiocy, not artificial intelligence. Right. For folks out there, you all as students who are starting this journey, right? You have listened to many different components and terminologies from Dr. Rizwanda's research, which he has completed, and he done his research so well that he did not have to go through Viva. Seriously, he did not go through Viva. He just passed without the Viva.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, do some revisions, but
yeah, just revision without the Viva, right? Now, for you all who have just started your journey of research, you also want to understand what approach you're using, what philosophy are you using. So, Dr. Rizwanda was doing what can be argued as the inductive research strategy, which means a lot of it's interpretivism, right? So, Dr. Rizwanda was using his knowledge of the subject, the knowledge of the subject matter,
right,
knowledge of the community, because he has immersed himself into the community of practice. So he, for this extended period of time, he understands and he is able to interpret the symbolism, the narrative, the emotions, the facial gestures, the facial expressions. So this is the strength of ethnography. So ethnography is one of the powerful in the inductive research method, right? So, but you also see it's grounded theory.
Grounded, yeah.
It's also grounded theory. So that is interesting because grounded theory is
Grounded, I would say grounded perspective.
grounded perspective.
Because I contribute to that, three normal.
Right,
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
So I'm not relying myself on testing out theory, say. I contribute to the existing theory on facilitation.
So the key word right now here is Dr. Rizwanda was not testing theories, right? If you're testing theory, it becomes deductive research. You start with a theory and then you have hypothesis and you're testing hypothesis, it becomes deductive research. So Dr. Rizwanda was doing ethnography. Ethnography is not testing theory, but on the contrary, building theory, so to say. Yeah, building theory
Well, I develop some parts of conceptualizing the reality of facilitation. Because if you want to say theories, it has to be tested out like 3 years. And so I got a theory on another thing, not on this thesis.
All right. Okay. Now, I would like to highlight a couple more things to you all, and then just now I was asking Dr. Rizwanda also about grounded theory, because grounded theory came from a different tradition from ethnography.
That's right.
So ethnographers would not call themselves grounded theory practitioners. They are called ethnographers, and it comes very much from a tradition of anthropology, right? Anthropology would use ethnography. Grounded theory is more often used by sociologists.
Right.
So sociologists like to use grounded theory. Although some people say grounded theory is where the sociologists have discovered anthropology, because anthropology has used the techniques of grounded theory for a long time, and then only sociologists came in and said, "Oh, this is grounded theory." That said, grounded theory has two strains, right? You need to know this as well. Have two strains. Grounded theory has the Straussian strain, and then you have the other one strain that is much more methodical, right? Step by step. The other one is not step-by-step approach. So there's grounded theory. So, ladies and gentlemen, you need to understand this. During the Viva, methodology is almost always a subject that will be questioned. Almost always. I have sat through many Vivas, maybe hundreds now. Right? I have more than 20 students whom I graduated. Alhamdulillah, shukr, blessed to God. And all my students graduated, more than 20, PhD most of them. None of my students have gone through the Viva without the examiners asking about methodology. The methodology is extremely important, right? And it is an area that basically all examiners understand. Right? Now, what is the problem then? The problem is not all examiners understand all methodology. Again, I repeat that, not all examiners understand all methodology. So sometimes examiners are themselves confused with methodology, and they assume that you're using this methodology, you're using this philosophy instead of the other philosophy, and they say you should be doing this and you should not be doing that. And if your knowledge, your mastery of methodology is not there, then you cannot defend your Viva. So just now I was telling you about hidden narrative, right? Hidden narrative is a term that ethnographers like to use. Phenomenologists do not have hidden narrative. Phenomenologists, right, would say, like, if you're not sure that red means bravery or red means blood, you go to the respondent informers ask, does red mean blood or does red means bravery, brave, strong? You're going to ask the informants or respondents themselves. You do not assume anything.
Can I ask?
Okay, Amir from Egypt.
Some people misdifferentiate between the methodology and tools.
And tools.
What is if you can just give us a brief description for the methodology and the tools?
All right.
And is there any difference or both are the same? As a methodology of FQM, you are saying that tools are methodology or something like this, and methodology like a tool. So what is the difference? If you can just...
Very important question asked by Amir from Egypt, from Masir, who has one of the oldest university, Al-Azhar University. Methodology is much more encompassing, right? The tools are like interviews, surveys, questionnaire, observation. These are tools. The tools can also be analytical tools, right? It could be a software, can be a tool as well. But different methodologies can be using the same set of tools, but differently. So an ethnographer can use interviews. A phenomenologist can use interviews. A case study researcher can use interviews. In fact, all of them use interviews. But the tools are used in the context that might be different, for the purpose that is much different, and the data analysis might also be different, right? So this is example. Yeah, I'll give you an example. The difference between abductive and inductive. Inductive is where ethnographer use ethnography. Abductive is phenomenology that use phenomenological research. So in the Arab society, right? Tell me if I'm wrong. Muhtadi from Iraq, and I'm from Egypt. You go to this big tent, Dewan, what do you call?
Maktaba, library.
No, a tent. Kemah, right? You call kemah, right? Kemah, right? Same in Bahasa, we also kemah.
Oh,
Same Bahasa Malaysia. Indonesia also kemah. So it's an Arabic word that we borrow as stolen, or I'm not sure which one, right? Under a big tent, right? You have guests coming over, right? And you say, please come over, and have eat our food. Yeah, there's not much food. There's only little food. There's not much food. Please come over.
Yes.
But the table is full of food, right? Do Arabs do that?
Yes.
Yes. So we are humble when we invite people. There's not much food, but the whole table, there's a big lamb there, there's lamb shank there, there's the whole chicken, roasted chicken. There's not much food. Begini saja nggak banyak lah makanan ini saya. So we are very humble, right?
Exactly.
So that is a narrative, right? There's not much food. Ethnographers say, I understand what you're saying, right? There's not much food. You're being humble. You're being welcoming. You're being hospitable. You're being kind by saying that's not much food, right? As a guest, you say, well, this is a lot of food. Thank you so much. So what is said and what is meant is two different things, right? The words and the meanings are different. The words mean, I'm happy that you come here. You are, I honor you as a guest, right? I said there's not much food because as a host, I'm not supposed to boast about how much food I prepared, right? So I remember. So what I said and what I meant is two different things. It's not even bad. It's actually good because you're being kind, humble, and ethnographers understand that. Phenomenologists say, is that what you're saying? I cannot interpret it until and unless I ask the person. Because I do not interpret things based on my understanding of things. Because I'm an abductive researcher. Abductive researcher sees the world from the point of view of the social actors. I got to ask the social actors, is this what you meant when you say this? When you say red, do you mean blood or being brave or strong or what? Is this what you mean? Ethnographers might not ask. They say, if you ask, you might insult the informants. There is a difference there. Are they right and wrong? It depends on the context, it depends on the research, right? So ethnographers might work well in a area where deviants are at work. Deviants are like sex workers or people who smoke drugs, right? You do not want to offend them, right? You want to just understand them.
They don't judge people.
They don't judge people, right? So you can make the argument to justify why you choose that methodology, why you choose that research strategy, right? So that is where when you conduct a research, when you choose a methodology, you understand the philosophy behind the methodology as well.
Point.
Yeah? And you understand when the phenomenology said, look, you might think red is brave, but you know what? I've asked some people, they say red is brave, and some people say red is blood, and some people say red is strong. So I identified 3 typologies for red. So phenomenology said, well, you know what? There's 3 interpretations of red, and I discovered that because I had people who told me. So I like the strength or weaknesses of different methodology. So in your methodology chapter, when you analyze which methodology to choose, you will also say, these are limitations of my methodology, right? I know the strengths, I know the weaknesses of my methodology as well. And the most important part is this, you can defend in your viva, why you choose what you choose. And when the examiners, more than one, right, misunderstood or make assumption about what methodology should be used, right, and what you should have done, then you can help defend you, right? I have experienced the cases where the examiner said, well, you asked all these questions, how about the hidden narrative? The students were using phenomenology. There is no hidden narrative in phenomenology. You are not supposed to write about hidden narrative. You are supposed to expose all narrative. You're supposed to analyze all the narrative, right? So if you as a researcher understand the essence of the research strategy and the essence behind the philosophy, then you say, well, in inductive research, this is the tradition, this is ontology, these are the references, right? And then you can defend yourself. You see, ladies and gentlemen, this course is not just teaching you the how, but helping you to become a better scholar, right? There's a yin and yang to doing your PhD. One is the journey of getting that scroll that you become the doctorate or master, right? And that scroll, that ijazah, that certificate. The other one is to become a better scholar. Right? And you want, at the end of the journey, it's important to get your scroll, to get your certificate, master's or PhD, but it's even more important to become a better person, a better scholar, a better researcher. And that is actually the path that you want to follow, right? And the more meaningful path, right? Anyone has any question for Dr. Rizwanda or me, before you listen to the Dr. Rizwanda, they requested that we share the PowerPoint. Can we share the PowerPoint?
Yeah, we can.
Hanif got my part.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, with your permission.
We will upload to the e-learning.
Yeah, we will upload to the e-learning platform. Yeah.
I think it's already uploaded in the platform.
Oh, that one is the 4 business strategies.
Right,
So it's
yes,
another new slide.
Yeah.
By Dr.
Please use citations, everyone. I
Exactly.
need more citations, please.
Please, if you please recognize, please give reference to Dr. Rizwanda for the citation. Yeah. So, any questions, any comments before we go and listen to watch the 4 research strategies, right? So, 4 research strategies: inductive, deductive, retroductive, and abductive. Yeah. I have all students who have done different types of research strategies, right? Alhamdulillah, thank God they all passed. Any questions, comments? At least if you do not understand, you understand what you do not understand, right? It's good to know what you do not know, rather than do not know what you do not know. Right? It's like double blush.
Bad fruit.
At least you know what you do not know, right? Okay. All right. Can you recommend relative books on ethnography? You want to recommend some books?
All right. I'm always a big fan of Clifford Geertz, the religion of Clifford Geertz, the book.
The theory book,
called, yeah, the religion of Java. That's classic, actually. That's classic.
Clifford Geertz, yeah.
Clifford. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. It's a classic book, by the way.
That's a classic book, but if you want to read my book, that can also say about it in blunt bahasa.
It's also in Bahasa, there's also in Bahasa Indonesia.
Yeah, available in bahasa.
So, yeah.
Also, a book from Janet McIntyre Mills.
We need to type it somewhere so that they can.
How can I type?
Yeah, you can type here. Right. By the way, you can also just ask ChatGPT what are the good books in.
And also the library, USM library, he can enter and he can find a lot of books.
Yeah,
You can find a lot of books.
It's easy, don't know if you can just tell them.
Yes. Then you can go. In fact, yeah. There. Okay. Here,
history research. What's that?
Can ethnography can use in history research?
Wow. You can. Why not?
Okay. It's okay. Let me help answer that question as well. Yeah. So, in one of the things that we do in our course is that we do recognize the limitation of the course, right? So our CPR, Center for Policy Research, is the oldest social science research center in Malaysia, right? That's and we do have different lecturers from different fields in our research. We have economists, we have political scientists, sociologists, different scientists, marine biologists, statisticians in our research center. But you will need to consult with your supervisor, right? Ultimately, what is allowed, what is viable, right? As far as research methodology is concerned, I'm rather flexible. But when I'm supervising, I want to make sure that my students succeed during the Viva. So winning in the Viva is actually utmost important for you all when it comes to getting your scroll, right? So you will need to ask your supervisor if you're in the field of history, right? And history will have their own expectation about what historical research is. Some say 80% of the data must come from primary historical records, right? Yeah. What historians call primary historical record, sociologists call secondary data, right? Because sociologists will say as long as it's been published before, it's secondary, right? But for historian, primary data is different. Philosophers use the word primary data differently as well, right? A philosopher can they can analyze just one speech by President Jokowi, and they say that's my data, that's enough, right? Because it's very profound. And, it depends on the field, so you must consult your supervisor on this one, right? So if I may also share my thoughts, but I tend to agree with Dr. Rizwanda about historical research, because there's a lot of oral history that you can get from ethnography, right? And part of historical research is oral history. So you can capture that part of history, right? And a lot of history is not even written, right? It's passed down from generation to generation. So ethnographers are very good at capturing that part of knowledge. So, but there are other dimensions of historical research that are much more scientific, much more fact-based, right?
Yeah.
So there's some historians say facts. Do not follow theory, follow the facts.
Yeah.
So there's that school of thought in history, a very strong school of thought, by the way, which kind of separate history from social sciences. So if I may answer that question. Any more questions? Any more before we adjourn? Another 1 minute, open 1 minute for you to ask them. Okay, thank you, Saudara Mr. Amal Harun.
Here, this is Amr.
Yeah?
It's you, right?
Oh, okay. You're Amal or Amir?
Amr, yes.
Amal. Oh,
Where is
is
it? Where is it?
Just now it came out from on the left side. Oh, you Amal, not Amir.
Amr, yes. AMR.
Maybe that's a different person.
No, the one is Amal, A-M-A-L.
AMAR, something else.
Something Amal is practice. Yeah.
AMR.
Yeah.
Amr is
Leader.
Amal is female. Amal is female.
Amal
Amal.
with a lam.
EL, female.
Female. Amal is female.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Amal is so the female version of you there.
But Amr, AMR, is male.
Male. Okay. Not Amira.
Amira is female.
Female. Right. Amal female.
Yes, Amr female.
Oh. Amal. Amal Jariah. Amal, that's it. Amal Jariah.
I don't know Jariya, but Amal is female. Jariya is, of course, a man.
Huh?
Amal is female.
Okay. I thought Amal Jariah is like the ongoing giving or something like that. In Bahasa we use the word Amal Jariah. The continuous giving.
I see.
Amal, Arabic word, right? Amal. Amal.
Amal.
Yeah, Amal, okay. Amal is
Amal is like working.
deeds, right?
Yes.
Just not the Amal, I mean
Actions.
action. Amal. Aini. Allah Akbar.
One raise hand.
Someone raise hand. The hand raiser, please turn on your mic. Can we unmute? Use the power to unmute.
What is the passcode?
Who raised your hand? Okay, there. Somebody raised your hand. There. I cannot see. Hawkeye. No, Hawkeye. Sorry. Okay. Go ahead and ask.
You hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, just a question. I have a friend, he's a student at sociology. We were talking about one point, and I want to put it as a question to you. Can we use the data from interview in the literature review or not?
Okay. I unmute mine?
Yes.
Okay. All right. You can convey the message to your friend who is doing sociology. Data from literature review is considered literature review, right? When it's literature review, it's literature review, right? Unless you're doing archival research. Archival research data is considered data. But if you're doing literature review, that's literature review. Separated from data. Data is for in the world of social sciences, specifically sociology, it could be secondary data, it can be primary data, but literature review is not, the purpose of literature review is not to arrive at data. It is to arrive at research gaps or understanding the previous theories, not to get data. Right? So I think, right? Most welcome. Hoka 87. I feel like it's small cornish of standing. Okay, any more question? One more question?
Regarding the groups, how to form a group? Because actually, this was also a concern.
Okay, groups. As far as groups are concerned, you will need to ask the coordinator. I'm not the coordinator this time.
Okay.
So last time we had some software to help you form groups, right? I'm not sure this semester what method has been used. We are of the view that you are at the master's and PhD levels, also we should not assign you into groups, right?
Yeah, okay. System do it.
You could choose. I mean, after all, you're, some of you are old enough to have grandchildren, so you can choose your spouses, that you can choose the groups too, right? So there you go. We have somebody from Kurdistan, Iraq. Oh, Hawkar. I thought Hawkar is the Chinese just now. Okay, Hawkar is from Kurdistan, Iraq. Where's Mutadi? You have a friend from Iraq here, Mutadi. Hawkar, you have Mutadi?
It's outside.
Outside. Okay, Mutadi is outside. Anyway, you can choose your own group, but you want to confirm this matter with your coordinator, right? So last time we had some method of getting you onto groups, but you would be free to choose your group, but confirm this with your coordinator. Thank you for asking the question, Amir. From Mesir. It rhymes. Amir. Okay, one more question. Anyone from Pakistan? From India? Anyone? Okay, no. Is there anyone from Alaska? Just to stretch the possibilities a bit. No, okay. Anyone else from Indonesia besides?
There's one from Uzbekistan.
From Uzbek? Oh, wonderful.
From Maldives also.
From Maldives, I want to go there for holidays.
Yeah, Maldives, very beautiful.
Huh? Uzbekistan. Uzbek.
Stan countries.
What's his name? Habib, the MMA fighter.
Yeah, Habib.
Dagestan,
Oh,
right?
I'm not sure.
Am I right? I mean, you know Habib?
Habib, yes.
Not Habib, I love you, Habib. Habib, the MMA fighter.
No, I don't know.
Right now, the number one MMA fighter who has retired, Habib. Nama Kudayev apa?
Not Habib, Khabib.
I know, but he asked. The K is supposed to be silent. He said, "Call me Habib." The Habib. Anyways, okay.
Yeah.
I know anyone from Indonesia. Who else is from Indonesia besides Jodita?
Uzbekistan.
Yeah.
Anyone else from Indonesia? Mutali, you have your friend Hawkar from Kurdistan, Iraq. Yeah.
Whose name?
Hawkar.
Hawkar. Speak Arabic or just Kurdish?
No, he speak Mandarin. Hawkar. I thought it was a Chinese name because Hawkar. All Hawkar or something.
Hawkar, do you speak Arabic or just Kurdish?
Hawkar.
I'm rolling.
We have many students from Kurdistan here.
Yeah, you can speak
Speak Arabic.
I want to introduce my little girl to you guys.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay, tell your father to not sleep at night. 4 hours a day, tell your father. After giving you milk, focus on his PhD. Okay, gentlemen, ladies. Thank you so much for your what's the name? A daughter. Is it daughter?
Yeah, it's Dora. If you translate it to English, the name will be Mermaid. Mermaid.
Oh, near me. What is near me?
Near mate. Oh, wonderful.
Mermaid.
Dear mate. Okay. Mermaid. Oh, mermaid. Arabic in mermaid.
Not Arabic.
Yes, but what Arabic in mermaid in Arabic?
There's no.
There's no mermaid in Arab country. There's no mermaid.
No, it's not.
It's Kurdish.
Kurdish. Oh, okay. We have in Malaysia, Indonesia, we have ikan duyung, right?
Yep.
Ikan duyung, mermaid.
Yeah.
In China, semua yi. Melon yi.
Actually, that has some kind of
Okay, Arabic. Okay then, all right, we'll adjourn our session today. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Go and watch the videos and sit back and enjoy. And don't forget to make notes when you listen to the videos and recording about the 4 research strategies. Right? Okay, Assalamualaikum. Good night, everyone. Good, depending where you are. Good evening. All right, thank you. Syukriya. Terima kasih. Thank you.